Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Red Devil Addicts studio here in Melbourne, and we have our ever-loving, uh, I would say ever-loving and beautiful, and man, we all wish he was him. Sharon, we finally got him on the show again. That's it. That's it. He's at Sir Matt Busby Way, and we all just wish that we can put ourselves into the screen now and hug him and say, "Bro, please take us to Manchester now. We want to come and live there. We want to be in the same.
Always welcome.
We want to be in
I,
the same.
I have a I have a sofa bed that opens up, so no worries.
Anything will do, bro. Even on the floor, it doesn't matter. Anything on the floor, just to keep us warm, just for the night. After that, we're
No
back
worries.
into
No
the
worries.
stadium. But
Yeah.
anyway, guys, must be a very sombre sort of couple, 2 days now, with the passing of Her Majesty Queen Elizabeth II. We did an announcement just pre-match of the Real Sociedad game. I bet Charon was at that game as well. And
I was.
yeah, and I actually gave out the news to our viewers to say that the news just coming in that Her Majesty has passed away. Charon gave us the news. He was there, so it was really, really. It sort of toned my nerve down a little bit. It's a really, really sad day. But as we all say, life has to go on. We remember her for all the great things that she's done. One of the oldest monarchs in the world, and of course, how can we forget that 1966 World Cup when she handed the trophy and all that to Bobby Moore and our very own as well, so Bobby Charlton. And she's
And,
been.
hold on. And Nobby Styles. People always
Nobby
forget
Styles.
Nobby Styles.
Yes, yeah, we
Yeah.
always forget
Yeah.
Nobby Styles because he's always the person that nobody ever talks about. Yeah, but
The
that's right.
unsung
Unsung
hero
hero.
who did all the dirty work
Yeah,
while the rest of them were getting all the
with all
applauded.
the fame. That's right. That's right.
Yeah,
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 yeah.
you're
Sorry,
absolutely.
sorry, sorry, Joe, to interrupt you. Sorry about
No,
that.
no, no, no. You're right. You're absolutely right. Yeah, I almost forgot about that as well because the focus was
Yeah,
always on of course Moore and Charlton.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, Nobby Styles, yeah, a special note to him as well because as Sharon correctly said, he's the man that did everything, but never got the recognition. As always the unsung hero.
God bless his soul. He passed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
God bless his soul.
yeah.
Queen is now visiting him now up there. They all probably now they can all have a nice chat about the 1966 World Cup.
I
um,
bet, I bet, I bet Georgie Best is gate crashed their party though.
with a drink in his hand. Oh, good old
Would you
Georgie.
have it any other way? Would you have it
They
any other
wouldn't
way?
have it
I
any
don't
other
think
way.
so.
We wouldn't have it any other way with Georgie
Yeah,
Best.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but yeah, so it's been quite a different 2 days here, even here in Australia. Our Prime Minister is actually flying out. Albanese is actually flying out to London, or he has already flown out to London. There were pictures coming in that the American president has also landed there. Is meeting the Prime Minister of the UK. So everyone's in town. And there's a lot of things that a lot of documentaries have been going out. And the one thing that really excited me was the Queen parachuted into the was it the London Olympics? It was the London Olympics, isn't it? That's the with Daniel Craig next to her. That was really awesome, isn't it? That was really awesome. I mean, well, that was how many years ago? That was what, 10 years ago. So
10 years ago.
she would have been 86 years old, man. Can you?
Um, Joel, I hope you're actually saying that out of sarcasm because
Yes, yes, I am. Do not, please. I'm
no,
saying.
you know why I say this, Joe? Because
Yeah,
uh, I mean, I don't really like him, but Boris gave a speech before,
yeah,
and he was talking about that exact moment where she parachuted
yeah,
all the way
yeah.
into
Parachuted.
the
Yeah,
Olympic Stadium, and
yeah.
and an actual minister or whatever from the Middle East
Mm.
turned to him and said, "Wow, at her age, she's doing such thing." He actually believed that
Yeah,
happened.
yeah. I know, I know. We all did it. Come on. It's clear she was coming down with Philip. Yeah, it
Yeah.
was just an ad Oh my God!
No, but can you believe some people actually believe that
yeah,
she
yeah,
did
yeah.
that?
She wouldn't have done that. 85 years old. They wouldn't have allowed that.
No,
No
no,
way.
no, no.
The look. She might have wanted to do it, but no way in hell the people around
But
her
one
would have
thing they
allowed
did, but one thing that did happen though, she had tea with Paddington Bear.
Ah, yes, 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 yes. That one, yes. That one was definite. Yeah, the Paddington
That
Bear.
was 100% true. I was there. Paddington was there. It was a good night.
It was a good night. But Daniel Craig, I mean, Daniel Craig, he
Yeah,
literally, I mean, he camouflaged the whole thing. Was fantastic. Yeah, it was really
yeah,
good.
that was
It
great. That was
almost looked
great.
real. It almost looked real. I mean, look, I'm actually well, I like to have sarcasm with a straight face. Yeah, so if
Right.
anyone picks it up, so he'll pick it up. Anyway, let's get into it, boys. We wanted to talk to Charan and Darren about what I would say an absolute disgrace of a penalty that was awarded to Real Sociedad. But we'll get into what I felt on the game a bit later. But I want to get your thoughts on that penalty first. That literally lost us the first game. Charan, we'll start with you because you were at the game. Let's hear your thoughts on it.
Okay, so first off, obviously I was there. I couldn't see what happened because when you're in the ground, you couldn't see like you they did, and Old Trafford is one of the few stadiums, or might be the only stadium in the Premier League that doesn't have a big screen to show replays.
Yep.
So I couldn't really see what happened. So yes, I mean obviously we debated we always do that, whether it was a clear cut penalty or
Yep.
whether it's not.
Yep. Yep.
We always say it wasn't a penalty.
Yep.
But when I got back home and I rewatched it, that is absolute shambles that they gave. After having VAR,
Yeah.
that was absolute shambles that they actually gave that penalty decision.
Yep.
Like what is the point of VAR if they're going to do such things?
Exactly. Yes. Exactly. No. Exactly what you thought. I watched that replay 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 times, even today, this
Exactly,
morning,
same thing.
just before going on air. I looked at that. That's not even hand to ball. That's ball to hand. How do you expect him to move his hand away?
And the thing is, his hand was not in an unnatural
Unnatural
position.
position. Exactly. And he was
If he
going
if he
down.
stuck it if he stuck his hand out like what's his face Milner,
Milner. Yeah.
yeah, fair play. I mean, if his hand was out, fair play. You
Correct.
you got to give it because those are the rules. You can't escape no matter how
Ho-
bad the
ho-
situation is. You
Correct.
can't escape the rules.
Correct.
But it wasn't.
The thing
So
is,
I don't know.
the thing is as
Go on,
well,
Darren.
the guy didn't even, the referee didn't even, the screen's there to go and look at, and he didn't even go and look at the screen. Like but he just didn't look at the screen, did he? So like, why is it there if you're not going to go and look at it?
Yeah.
And
The thing is that Darren now they're trying something new in. I mean, you know more than anybody. They're trying something new in the European, mostly Champions League, but I'm guessing they do the same for Europa League as well, where they've got like what do you call it? What is the term that I forget the exact term that they actually use, but it's not like so it's semi VAR, like auto VAR, where it's like where it's not full VAR. You don't have to go to the screen. They decide for you in that sense, like in the Premier League, where it's up to the referee at the end of the day.
Yes.
In European football, it's like they tell you what to do, and then that's it. Done.
Yes. Yes.
it's like
So
I forget the term, Darren. You know better. You can you just tell me what the term is? It's just escaping me right now. It's a bit late. It's 1:30, so I forget the term that they use. But yeah, but they're trialing it this season, and well, I don't know if it's working or
it's just
not.
well,
like the referee's not in charge anymore. Like it's just kind of like why is the referee there? Because he's not basically being in charge. He's meant to be the one who's in charge, and when he's like getting someone else who's not even in the stadium or anything. I don't think they're even in the stadium. I think they're somewhere else, and they're
yeah, yeah.
taking
They're
the
housed
decision.
in a different area. Yes, they're housed in a different
Completely
area with
different
different.
area,
Yeah.
and they're taking the
But but
decision
uh,
left.
but Joel and Darren, you guys obviously like watched it on TV. Was it straight away? Was it given like 100%? Like the referee pointed to the spot straight away, or was it?
Well,
Was
the referee
he
pointed to the
did he
spot.
hesitate?
No, he
Was
pointed.
it straight away?
Yes, he sort of not
Okay.
straight away.
Okay.
He actually
Yeah.
pointed at the spot,
Okay.
and then everyone crowded him, and then of course he was
Yeah,
listening.
yeah,
And
because I could see like everyone
yeah,
surrounding
and
him.
then after that, he was
Yeah.
basically telling everyone to wait. He was listening to his earpiece. Now,
Okay.
going to your point on what they actually what they've changed in Europa and UEFA Champions League. Basically, the term that they were going for is actually clear and obvious. Clear and obvious.
But isn't that hasn't that been the thing
It
from the
has, but
start?
apparently
Yeah.
now they've got a new technology where they actually blank out the screen, and they want it like even for an offside perspective, they've got various different angles they look at it from, what it actually hits,
Yeah.
and all of those things. See, this is what even the commentator was saying on TV. UEFA Champions League and the Europa League, they have mastered the VAR pattern, right? So they quote unquote again, yeah, that's right. They have apparently mastered the whole thing, and it's been and they have been having the best results of it so far. That's clearly a mistake. What happened at if everyone was literally the commentator said it straight, that's not a penalty. When the playbacks came, Sharon, when the playbacks started coming, the commentator was clear. He was very clear that should not have been a penalty. That should not have been a penalty, because he said, I don't understand how VAR missed that, because it was a very clear factor. It was a very, very clear factor.
Yeah,
right?
And even the Sociedad players, they didn't even complain too much either.
Yeah.
You know, if it's that
I didn't see any arms. I didn't see any arms in the air or anything like that.
If it was that obvious, you would have all this players from the team, Sociedad. They would be all
doing this. You know,
And
they would have done this. Yeah.
I've not seen any replays where they've even I think they were even probably more surprised than like everyone. They were surprised that it was given, but obviously they're not going to complain when they got given against for them. And yeah, it was just like, I think for me it was actually a game where we didn't deserve to win, but to lose on that, is just even more like frustrating, because I don't think those Sociedad were like amazing. I think 0-0 was probably a fair result. It was kind of a bit of a full game. I think 0-0.
I think that's going back to the fact of what I said earlier, that we're going to talk a little bit about the game. That's Real Sociedad came there to play for a draw. That's all they wanted, because they knew they had a game plan, basically neutralizing players that can make it tick, players that can cause goals. If you looked at the way they were man marking Anthony, 3 guys, back and forth, right? The other one was Christian Eriksen. So they literally neutralized them, and they thought, look, if we get a chance, we'll take it. But they came there to play for a draw. They didn't come there to play for the win. I looking at the game on TV, I don't know, Sharon, do you have a different view on that perspective?
The thing is, like, from my perspective, we were just poor, and it pains me to say this, but we would, like, after the 4 games that we've had, you'd think like the momentum was building. Obviously, there were a lot of changes in the squad and all that.
Yep.
But I just thought that I'm not going to single out players, because I don't want to go there anymore. But it's just that there were a lot of players in the team that didn't fit the so-called. Well, from my opinion, again, it's my opinion, the Ten Hag system that he's trying to impose on us.
Correct. You're absolutely right, Sharon. Absolutely right.
Yeah.
Okay, we got a frozen Sharon now.
For the aftermath of it.
Sharon, I said we've got a frozen Sharon now.
No, you guys both disappeared, so I don't know what happened. I thought you guys were there. It's my network or something.
So I looked at it. Oh my God, Sharon's frozen.
Okay, so what is the last thing you guys heard?
No. I think we heard about you didn't want to single out players.
Yeah. Okay. So I don't want to single out any like specific players, but in terms of our team performance, we won't talk about Real Sociedad. We'll just talk about our team performance. I
Yep.
think the players that were playing didn't sort of execute the Ten Hag system to a certain extent.
Yep.
Yeah, because like you could see that, obviously, like, okay, the core was still there. David De Gea was still in goal. He didn't put the Brugge in, and David De Gea does David De Gea. I think he made some excellent saves. He's David De Gea.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't the same as the. I mean, we're only going back 4 games, so
Yep.
we can't really compare that much. But I just feel like we just weren't the same team that was, say,
Yep.
for example, against Arsenal.
Yep.
And the football that we could have played the way that we played against Arsenal and lost. And I would have said, like, wow, we're trying.
Yep. Yep.
We're doing something here. There's something building
Yep.
here. If you guys understand what I mean.
Yes.
But yesterday, sorry, on Thursday,
Yep.
it was a bit lacking. I think, yeah, I mean, he tried. I mean, he had to rotate the players because he had to give people minutes, and like even like you could tell, like Fred was on it. I mean, a lot of people give Fred a lot of stick, but you see what he does off the ball that is not caught on camera all the time.
Yep.
He works 120%. So Fred
Yep.
was on it. Can't fault him. Casemiro looked a bit.
Off.
Yeah,
I
still
mean,
adjusting,
he's probably
I think, to me.
he's probably just lacking a bit of fitness. I mean, we all know the quality is in there with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he just
Correct.
lacking a bit of fitness.
Yep.
And Ronaldo was. I mean, nobody can say a bad thing about Ronaldo. Ronaldo is. I mean, he's the goat, right? So
Yeah.
and he. I've not seen anybody jump as high as Ronaldo can. I mean, like
Of
Michael
course.
Jordan would have to,
Yeah.
get out of retirement to actually try and jump as high as he.
Yeah.
But it's just he is. I think sad to say, but I think he fits a different system now. So
Yeah.
Ronaldo needs someone to just go by the byline cross
Yeah.
for Ronaldo. When
Correct.
it's played in feet, he can't really do it. And weirdly enough, I think yesterday we missed Rashford so much.
Yes.
Yeah.
He wasn't even on the bench.
No, he wasn't. No.
Yeah. I think he's carrying a slight injury, isn't it?
Yeah, he came off against Arsenal. It
Yeah.
might be a slight
Yeah.
injury, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's been carrying this injury for a while, and I think Ten Hag decided like he didn't want to,
Risk it.
risk it. Yeah.
Yep. 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 No, Darren, what did you think of it? On from that perspective, what do you think that we could have done differently, or Ten Hag could have done differently?
Yeah, I think before I go on to that, I just think it just shows now, and we've been saying this for a while, that we've got a good start in 11, but it's just the replacements are just not good enough. You look at the people that have come in. I said it before the game. I understand why he made changes, but I was very wary of the people that were coming in. I was like, really don't like. I'm not sure about them. People. I'm not. Yeah, we don't want to. We know who it is. So I'm not going to say the names, but we know these players are just not. For me, they've been given a chance as well, like plenty of times. This is not the first time they played the first 2 games.
Let me help you out here. Darren. They're not just equipped. The word you were looking for is equipped to handle it. Yeah. I totally get what you're saying, Darren, because it's like I 100% agree with you. Like, we have something that's working at the moment, and that shouldn't be the way because it's a long season. We've got that many games.
Yeah.
We have to have more than the starting 11, and I 100% agree with you. Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah.
Carry on.
Yeah, that's right. And I think this is what's going to this is what I'm still not sure about the top 4. Because right now, yeah, it's going well, but as you said, we're not going to be able to play this same team every week. And later on in the season, when we get injuries, suspensions, these players are going to have to come in because this is our squad now for this the whole season. Because I think even in the next transfer window, I don't think we're going to buy that many players. So what we've got now is what we've got until the end of the season, and injuries are going to happen. And I think some of these players are just going to come in now and just for me, are just not. I've just shown that they're not good enough on a regular. They might, put in like a 1 or 2 good games, but you need to do it on a regular basis. And that's my worry now, that we've got like this example, like Wan-Bissaka, he just shows he's got no faith in him, because he brought in Lindelof at right back when you've got Wan-Bissaka who can play, who's basically a right back. And I think that just shows, and then he just shows that he's got no faith in Wan-Bissaka, and even probably looks like Luke Shaw as well. He's just falling down the pecking order now as well. They're talking about Fred. Yeah, I actually agree. I think off the ball he actually does really well, and actually he's one of those players who presses really well, and I have no complaints about him what he does off the ball. But it's more when he gets the ball, and he just gives the ball away too easily, and especially in that centre midfield. That's why I think he can't play CDM, because he loses the ball too much. And I think playing him further forward does help in a way, because at least if he loses the ball, you've got people behind him.
Yep.
But still, he just makes way too many, like even the simple passes and just like simple stuff. Yep. And it's like very frustrating to watch him. And it's just like the team at the moment, like, is just, we were doing well, as we said, like the first team, but then it's just these replacements are just not good enough at the moment to come in.
Yeah, I think from my point of view is I think I'm not going to name players as well, but I was really I was baffled by the substitution. I would have thought that if we were going to go win the game, he would have kept Eriksen on together with Bruno. I understand that probably Eriksen needed a rest and stuff like that, but I would have kept Eriksen on together with Bruno, because both of them seem to sort of tick a lot more. They've played in the last 4 games. They understand each other. And then I would have taken off. I would have kept Dalot on and taken off Lindelof. I would not have kept Lindelof on and taken off Dalot. That was where I was a bit puzzled by those kind of substitutions. And of course, we didn't have Rashford on the bench, on neither Martial. And of course, we would have loved to have Van der Beek, because even if we took off Eriksen, we could have brought Van der Beek in. Well, he did bring in Garnacho, but Garnacho, again, it's still, he's not really played with the first 11 that much. Over the last couple of course, we've even in preseason up here, Sharon, in Australia, we didn't see him. I think we didn't see him play, didn't it, Darren? I don't think he played.
No, he didn't play any
games at all.
I think the reason was, I think he was meant to play in one of the games, but he was late for like 2 team meetings, and that's what reports were saying. So I think that's why he
was benched.
Missed a couple of games completely, being on the bench. So I think, and then so he wasn't given a chance.
So in my view, it's and Sharon was you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head, basically. Again, not literally, yeah.
I think everybody got you, mate. Don't worry about it.
No, because I said it in the straight face. It's a bit.
I haven't got a hammer. I have to check. Yeah.
But what I meant was he was right when he said that my mind went blank now.
What did I say? I say a lot of right things sometimes. Sometimes being the operative word.
Literally, I just had a brain freeze. What I was meant to say was the team that over the last 4 games, you saw that excitement, that excitement. What we did over the last 4 games against Arsenal, played very much unit, moving the ball faster. I mean, of course, a lot of things that even in those games we felt that could have tweaked a little bit more, but there was a lot of buzz around the team. Now I remember what you hit nail on the head was the fact that a lot of the players that started in yesterday's game was they can't play, or they don't know how to play in Ten Hag's system. That's where I think a lot of the players that came in were very for some reason I could see them. It's like, oh gosh, they're so scared. Like, oh, they're actually watching me. I need to perform. So they sort of they just didn't play the simple the simple football that we wanted them to play. And going back to the fact of Fred, you're right. His work off the ball is fantastic. It is when he gets the ball. And you see, the thing is, the Real Sociedad people knew that. They kept pressuring. Every time any United players got the ball, especially the people who could kick, yeah, they went after them. They went after them. And this is where, when you have Ronaldo in the team, the main thing is, rather than taking on too many defenders from the left and the right, I don't understand why they're not putting the balls into the box. Because as you correctly said, John, his leap in the air, 9 out of 10 going into the box, he would have put at least one away, which he did. He did. Yeah. He actually put one away.
It was offside. It was offside. Yeah.
It was ruled offside. But that's my point. If we had done that more times than usual, right, that one could have been 2 or could have been 3 that Ronaldo was going to get to the head of it. As you're right, he's not from the feet. He's not going to do so much damage, but he's going to do a lot more. Well, he will, as he's the GOAT, but he's going to do a lot more damage up in the air. He will outjump any defender there. Any defender.
I think honestly.
Sorry, Darren, you froze again. Darren, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What we're talking about, can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. And I think that's why, as you said there, Delo, I was surprised that you took Delo off, because Delo's someone that can actually cross the ball to Ronaldo. So that's why, and also Ericsson, I think they're probably the 2 people on the team that can actually find that ball to Ronaldo, and make use of what he's good at.
Yep.
Or what his biggest strength at the moment in the team. So to take them 2 people off was a bit, because Lindelof's not really a proper fullback that's going to get forward and cross the ball.
Yep.
And then who came on for Ericsson? Fernandez obviously can do that as well.
Yeah.
But I think I still have a feeling, I don't know why, I think their replacements half time, they might have been planned. Because obviously at the time we didn't know the game against Crystal Palace was going to get called off.
Correct.
So I think he obviously wanted to rest him, give them both a rest for that game on Sunday.
Yes.
But obviously now we don't have the game. Yeah, but now we don't have the game. So I think if he knew that beforehand, he might have kept them on.
I would have assumed that Steve McLaren would have definitely stepped in to say, no, I think, guys, look, most likely, as a sign of respect, most definitely they were going to cancel this week's game because she just passed. I would have thought that because we've got an Englishman as an assistant manager there, I would have assumed that he would have sort of come in.
The thing is, it's a bit of a weird one because there are no rules or anything that says the game has to be called off. So it's up to the FA, and they had a meeting. When I say this morning, I mean Friday morning.
Yep.
They had a meeting to decide whether they want to go ahead with it, because if they wanted to go ahead with the games, they could have, but they chose not to as a sign of respect. So there's no. It's not. I get what you're saying, Joe. It's no cut and dry situation where you could say, right, okay, this. But I don't think Ten Hag, I don't think that was what was in his thoughts anyway. I personally think, because of just the number of fixtures that are coming up, I mean, God bless his soul, even if she didn't pass away, he would have done the same things. I don't think that he would have changed that much, because he seems like that kind of guy who's like, right, this is what I'm going to do today. And don't forget, they only announced a depth at 6:30 in the evening. The kickoff is at 8.
8, correct.
So so I think he already had. Team was almost announced or already announced. So especially with European fixtures, they normally do it 1.5 hours before. So
you probably have to tell the players maybe in the afternoon anyway. We don't get told.
Exactly. So they would have known what the game plan was. They would have known exactly. He would have known exactly what. And he's the kind of guy. It seems to me, not that I know him personally or anything. I wish I did, but
Not yet.
Not yet.
he
Soon.
seemed
Soon.
soon. Yeah, but I invited him over for beers. He said I had the wrong beer, so no.
He wanted a,
Uh,
Yeah.
he wanted Heineken, bro. He wanted
he
Heineken.
wanted Heineken. You know, he wanted Amstel Heineken.
Still Heineken. That's it.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, so it seemed like he already had the like whatever he had in his head, and he was gonna do exactly what he thought in his head, and he wasn't ready to adapt to anything. And the question I was gonna ask you guys before this
Yep.
uh, was, what do you guys think? Do you guys think that he's not taking this competition seriously? I mean, I don't mean that he's not taking it seriously, but like, do you think that obviously he needs it for squad rotation and everything like that? But do you guys think like he's taking it proper serious? Like he wants to win this competition? He said in his press conference, he said, we want to win every game, and I believe him. But I just wanted your thoughts on this, like from personally, Darren
Yep.
and Joe.
Yep. Darren, why don't
Yeah.
you go first, Darren?
Yeah, I think he will want to win it. I just think he feels like the group we're in, we shouldn't need to play our strongest team to get through the group, and really we shouldn't have to. This group is, we should be getting through quite comfortably. So I think he just wants to get through the group, and then like we'll see who we get next, and then he might start bringing some of the big guns back. So I think we've got to take it seriously as well, because it's the route back into a Champions League. Because I think it could, I think top four is not a guaranteed either. So I think later on in the competition, if we get that far, then I think he will take it more seriously. I just think at the moment he just, if he wants to make sure we get a good, do well in the league up until the World Cup,
Yep.
and try and like get the top four, hopefully that way as well. Get through the top four, but I just think at the moment he just feels like it's too. We should be getting through this group anyway. With the players, whatever players you play, we should be getting through the group.
Yep. Well, I personally think he is definitely going to take that route as well. He's definitely going to look at the Europa League as one of the best routes. Looking at how, I mean, well, it's still too early for him to identify what's going to happen in the Premier League. But I think what I think is, in his first season, he has to have that safety net to get back into the Champions League, and that would be via two routes. Either we hit top four, or we are gonna use the Europa League route. Now, I think yesterday's game, he would have looked at Real Sociedad. He would have looked at them, and probably done an analysis on them and stuff like that. And he probably would have given that factor to the players that he had. Look, the players that they're out there on paper, they would get into most teams. Yeah. Maybe not the Liverpools and the Cities, but probably a Chelsea, a Tottenham.
Oh,
Hotspurs.
they'll get into the current Liverpool team, no problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, you're right. But I think he wanted to sort of experiment, and he also put this faith in these players, thinking that these guys can go out there and do the job. I think a draw would have been a good result because it's 1 point, and I think now he will be more inclined to have a little bit more to win those games and then start taking people off, because if we had played the same midfield, or and having that same midfield, and of course Marcus Rashford there, I think the game would have been a little bit more different. Because if you look at those defenders that they had, Real Sociedad, they're not that fast, but they were all coming back together as a unit to crowd the team. And I think that's where Fred and well, not Ericsson, but Fred and what's his name, Casemiro, struggled a little bit in that sense. I think and also we had Ronaldo in there. We were not using Ronaldo enough to get into the spaces where he's most lethal at this point, right? So I think he will definitely look at this competition as a thing. Number one, it's not only about qualification for the Champions League, because winning that competition would mean a lot for his CV as well, as coming in as a new manager.
A trophy is a trophy at
A
the end of
trophy
the
is a
day.
trophy, exactly. A trophy is a trophy. So for
Yeah.
him, that'll be good, because that
Yeah.
gives him more confidence going into the next season, and also getting more investments into how he wants to sort of set out the club for next season as well. So I think it's just probably an experiment, like what he did with the Brighton and Brentford game, where he really got hammered with both those games. So it was an experiment. I think he will not take it that far. I think he will start to change it a little bit. I won't say a lot in the next game, because he wants to get the 3 points. It's important the next two games to get the 3 points, because then at least as what Darren said, we're expected to get out of this group fairly easily on paper. But again, it can be very tricky. It is sometimes we like. I don't think we've ever played in Moldova before, or even Cyprus. I don't remember us playing in those.
No. We've actually never played Cypriot or a Moldovan opposition before ever
Yes,
in history.
so correct. So again, yeah, on paper we looked at these are winnable games, but that's what that's 12 points there, and probably a draw against Real Sociedad, and then we get out of the group. But I think it's an experiment. I think that he will continue to experiment a little bit more. But I think what he will probably do, he might take the safest route, is to win the next 2 or 3 games, 3 games at least, and then start to sort of give. Because don't forget, we're literally 71 days away from the World Cup. So a lot of games are going to come thick and fast. And as you correctly said, Sharon, he's got to keep the squad fresh, and he's also got to keep the squad reasonably in shape. Not only performing in the club competitions, in the league, but also all the other competitions like the Europa League, and of course the Carling Cup, because I think he still not the Carling Cup, the Carabao Cup. We all keep talking
Carabao
about
Cup,
Carling.
yeah.
We all keep talking about Carling.
Milk Cup, Coca-Cola Cup, whatever you want to call it. This is where I just save all the drama and call it the League Cup.
The League Cup, that's right. Save all the drama and call it the League Cup. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of competition, and I think he will also change a lot in that, because we're playing a strong Villa side, right? So I'm sure Villa would want to put out a strong side as well. So he might have a fairly strong side for that as well, because
Don't forget who the manager is.
Exactly. That's it. That's it. That'll be another
factor.
Huh?
If he's not been sacked by then.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He's
well said, mate. Well said.
And he's also living on thin air, really thin air.
Yeah.
But anyway,
they got a draw against Man City. That was a bit of a surprise. Didn't expect that.
Yeah. Man City. Wow. But look at them. But they came back in vengeance, and they beat Alex Telles.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe we can beat him in the League Cup, and then he'll get sacked after that. So that'll be that'll be good.
What is your thoughts on the new appointment in Chelsea, Graham Potter?
Who, me?
Yeah, Sharon.
Yeah, so I think it's. I mean, to say he's a strange one would be harsh on Graham Potter, because he's earned his reputation. I mean, he's not just doing it with, how like people like can't say Mourinho, but like a lot of like Pep. Okay, Pep's the perfect example in the sense where he's always won trophies with. I think Darren touched on it in one of the videos where he said Pep, when he's come in, he's always had a team that was built to win trophies, because he already had all the ammo to win stuff. And so he never really had that kind of challenge. Like if you think about it, like that Barcelona team that he managed, like anybody I could have managed it, you could have managed it, anybody could have managed it. They would have won it on autopilot. They would have won it anyway. And then he went to Bayern Munich. Yeah, obviously Bayern Munich will win everything there is to be won in the German league. Like they would have won the cups, they would have won everything.
Yep.
But unfortunately, he didn't win the Champions League, and then he came to Man City, and they had a good squad, and then he built on it, and
He
he
still
was
didn't win
given
the
the
Champions League.
he hasn't won the Champions League, yeah. But the thing is, he was given the funds, and like people forget, like I think this is his first or second season. I can't remember now. I think he spent 200 million on three right backs just to find the right one. Like so he's been given the funds. Whereas Graham Potter, coming back to the point, whereas Graham Potter, he he worked his way up through the ranks, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, he was what technical advisor for a national team for a while, and then he became a coach, and then he worked his way up, and he's done something great at Brighton, and I wouldn't say great, but for Brighton standards, no disrespect, he's done a great job, and I mean, let's face it, he would be a fool not to take the job,
Yeah.
right? He would take the job if any one of us was offered the job, you'd take it,
Yep.
but I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I hope he. Well, I don't hope he's successful, obviously, because I'm a United fan. But like,
Yeah.
I hope he gets the time to,
Yep.
to build his team and everything. But at Chelsea, we all know time
They
is.
didn't know just
But
time.
but
Yeah,
under
yeah.
under that, but that was pretty much under the stewardship of
Roman
Roman
Abramovich. Yeah,
Abramovich.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I was reading an article just yesterday about I can't even pronounce his name. The new owner. Well, how do you pronounce his name, Sharon? You would have heard it 10 times there.
Who the American guy?
Yeah, the American one. Boy.
Just call. Yeah,
We'll
we'll
call,
just call him the
let's
American
just
guy.
call him Boy. Yeah, let's just call him Boy. So
Yeah,
apparently, with Graham Potter, I think he wants to. He's not expecting even top four finish. He's not even expecting a trophy
oh
this
no,
season.
of course he is.
Yeah.
No, he might not be expecting a trophy, but of course he's expecting top four.
Apparently that's what the article was saying, that he wants to build this as a project. They probably would have put that as a KPI, but he's not going to get sacked if he didn't make it. That I think that's what they're trying to sort of say. But again, look, that's just what the
The
papers
thing is, if you notice, it's a current trend that's going on, like with foreign owners, especially Newcastle, like
Yep.
the so-called richest club in the world, right? At the
Yep.
moment, because they've got all the funding and everything. They went with Eddie Howe. They could have had anybody. They could have
Yep.
literally had any manager. They could have been blindfolded, pick something out of the bowl, and they would have said, "I'll pay you this much. You come and manage Newcastle." But they chose Eddie Howe, and that came as a surprise to everybody because, like, of all the managers you could have had, you
Yes.
chose Eddie Howe.
Correct.
And now the same thing's happening at Chelsea. It seems like a trend where they're going for English managers.
Yep.
Now that's a good thing for English football, English coaching, and English, football development and all of that. It's
Yep.
brilliant. But I'm trying to think of, like, what is their reason behind it? Like, are they doing it to win over the fans? Are they doing it because they actually have a plan? I can't put my finger on it and that perspective. But you know what? I mean, only time will tell. We'll see what happens. And I don't think that you're right. You're right in the sense, Joe, where I think they have like a bit of a plan this time, where they're not going to sack him straight away.
Mm.
But at the same time, and I knew this plan was not. This is not something that just came into surface straight after the loss in the
Yep.
Champions League.
Yep.
This has been brewing for a while. They've had this plan.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, my question to you and Darren is, if you knew, say for example, if I was Thomas Tuchel, and you knew you're going to sack me, why give me all this money and to
To
spend
buy
on
the
these
players.
players?
Players. Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's face it. Okay, I know where you guys are coming from. Before you guys go, I know where you guys are coming from because they're not Thomas Tuchel signings, but you got what you call it, Aubameyang that's come through, who only joined, I think, because he can reunite with Thomas Tuchel. Now
Yeah.
he must be wondering what the hell, what's
Yep.
going on.
Yep.
So it's kind of like in between, I think. But I would love to hear what both of you have to say.
Well, personally, I honestly, I couldn't understand that. I mean, if you were going to back the manager with the players that brought in, again, we got to ask the same question: did the owner wanted those players, or was it Tomo Tuchel who wanted those players? That's another question, because it happened to United as well. When I remember when Mourinho wanted to sign Harry Maguire that season, when I think was it the season that he won the Europa League, and for the next season, they refused to pay that money. But then they went and gave him Fred. They only bought Fred, and apparently Fred wasn't assigned. Well, we don't know. Mourinho said it wasn't his signing. Alexis Sanchez wasn't his signing. Um, so um, so that's where I
Yeah,
think,
that was a club signing. Yeah.
yeah, that was a club signing. So it wasn't. So I don't know with Chelsea. I don't know whether that those would have been Tomo Tuchel signing, or was it the signing that they just wanted to.
I honestly think, Joe, like other than I mean, Bao Aubameyang, I
Yeah,
don't think the rest were his signings.
exactly.
Because it seemed like, because remember, I mean, I think we talked about it, maybe off video and stuff. We talked about how they were like grasping at straws. Every signing that that Thomas Tuchel wanted to make,
Yeah.
Barcelona took. Barcelona was
Yes.
like, yeah, you want this guy, I'm gonna have him.
Yes.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Yes.
So it
Yes.
seems like they were doing the scouting for Barcelona for the longest time.
Correct.
Every time they were linked to one player, Barcelona signed him straight up.
Yes. Correct.
And then they got desperate. Okay, forget about what's his name, Sterling. Sterling, I think he wanted, so they got Sterling in early doors, so that was fine.
Yeah.
But other than that, like every other signing seemed like this guy's
Yeah.
available. I think we should get him. I think we should get him.
Yeah.
I think we
Yeah.
should get him. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think it's you're right. So I think it's not so it probably would have been brewing there, or and they probably would have been saying, hey, um I kind of like this manager. He probably would have gone and done. I'm sure a lot of his people downliners would have gone and said, hey, I want to get an English manager for Chelsea. What's available out there? And there could have been so many disagreements in the boardroom. We don't know what happened behind closed doors, and it was just literally a ticking bomb. It just could have been just a ticking bomb.
Basically,
Yeah,
if you guys get a chance,
Sorry, sorry,
sorry,
John.
Darren. Before,
you,
yeah, sorry, Darren.
you got
Basically,
your own.
if you guys get a chance, watch this. I don't know whether it's available on YouTube, but Rio Ferdinand interviewed him. This is
Yeah.
prior to the Champions League game, and he was pretty blunt, which normally managers tend to be a bit PC. They tend to be a little bit politically correct. But he was pretty blunt. He said the communications are not as good as they used to be. Being filtered up from the top to bottom are not. Don't forget, they lost Petacek.
Yep,
They lost. They lost. Was it Marina? What was her name? Darren
Marina,
Marina.
Marina.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. She was. Yeah. So they were dealing with all the transfers, and they
yep,
lost
yep.
all of them. And then so he was a bit like, during the interview, you can tell that he was already uncertain,
Mm.
and you could tell there was a bit of unrest already. So this was like what Joel said. This was brewing already. This
Yeah,
is not something that just happened because they lost a couple of games. It's
correct.
already been. They were using. They waited for the right time, so they
Yeah.
used the excuse of it.
Excuse of that
Sorry.
loss to say,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. But we all
Yeah.
know
I ju-
what's the first thing when Graham Potter takes the field against Manchester United, what the commentator is going to say? They've got Graham Potter. He's already beaten Manchester United once in the league this season. That's the first thing I'm telling you. That's the first thing that's going to come out of every of those commentator who's going to commentate for that game. I can bet you my last dollar that's actually going to happen. But
I think
as
we,
I said,
yeah, I
as
think
I
we
said,
actually played
Darren,
Chelsea.
sorry, you were saying before. Darren, carry on. What your point
No,
before? Sorry.
Yeah, so yeah, I was actually going to say, what you mentioned about Rio Ferdinand, I was actually going to mention that, but then you said that anyway. But
Oh, sorry.
yeah, it's fine, yeah, it's all good. But yeah, I was actually, it's kind of, both of you have said, like, I think it shows that there's something going on behind the scenes that we don't know about.
Yeah.
I've seen the interview with Ferdinand, and you can see he's like really not like positive about the owners, as he should be. So there's something definitely going on behind the scene, and it's just like really strange timing, like right after the transfer window. It's been a week or 2 weeks now after the transfer window,
That's what I mean, yeah.
and I don't think
I think at the time it was just 10 days, I think, but just over a week. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think the players. I think apart from Aubameyang, Aubameyang, I say his name.
Aubameyang.
Yeah, and apart from him, you can't. There's no. I think all the rest of the players were not his signings, and I think I think that's why at the end of the day, that's why he's not there anymore. And just go on Graham Potter. I think he deserves his chance. I think he's done well. He's gone from look where Brighton are now. They're in the top 4. They're probably not going to stay there, but he's actually developed like players as well. And I think that's why look at the Chelsea owners. That's why they've probably seen as well that he's developing players. Look at Danny Welbeck. He's completely changed this season.
Yep.
He's like turned into like a new player. I know he had injuries in the past, and if even people like Gross in midfield, Trossard. These are not like players. They're not like world-class players, but he's turned them into like pretty decent players, and I think that's definitely down to Potter.
Yep.
And I think the owners want to see that happen with Chelsea now.
Yep.
Chelsea have actually got a good youth academy as well.
Yep.
And I think that's something they might look. They've not really done in the past.
Yep.
They didn't start doing it like under Lampard, and I think they want to start doing that more now. Getting promoted from the youth. So I think that's why they've got Graham Potter as well. But my worry is that with Graham Potter with Chelsea, it's different owners, so hopefully they've changed now. But my worry is if they have like a bad spell, that they'll sack him.
Yep.
And time will tell. We'll see whether they'll do that.
Yep. Well, it'll be quite interesting to see. But anyway, I mean, if you ask me, I don't give a rat's ass about Chelsea because I'm only interested in these boys, my boys. Let's get back to being United. That was good topic to find to actually talk about it because it was out in the news and everybody was speculating. And of course, it was just literally hours before our game against Real Sociedad. So there's a lot of people talking about it, and I wanted to see what was your thoughts on that because. Going back 2 weeks ago, we were asking those questions. What is 10, and especially coming into the Liverpool game. We thought, wow, okay, this is a very dangerous threat we are treading on because after losing to Brighton and losing 4-0 to Brentford, I think most of us were worried. And then of course the signings came in, Casemiro coming in, and of course Anthony coming in. Those you could. I don't know about Casemiro, but I think probably Anthony's.
I think the thing is with Anthony as well. I mean, obviously, you can tell he's got talent, and he's going to be. Well, let's hope he's going to be like a real revelation. But at the same time, I think the signing for me so far has been Lisandro.
Oh yeah.
I think Martinez has been. Like it's fresh air. So,
yeah. Did you see when he came on?
Yeah.
How
he changed
that
the
game changed the game completely.
He changed the game, and he came on. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys, but I think he came on as was it left? Did he come on for Dalot? I can't remember.
No,
he wasn't playing. Oh, did they? Oh, they put Lindelof.
Lindelof on the right. They took Dalot off.
But he was playing. He was playing like a CDM. He was playing like a central midfielder at the time because he was dictating play from the back.
Correct.
Which is what we have lacked for so many years now.
Yes, correct.
I don't know if you've seen it. You probably would have, Joel, because on TV. But when he came on at the beginning of the second half, he was giving Maguire like a lot of instructions.
Yep.
And
I saw that.
Yeah, you've seen it, and it just shows.
Yep.
Again, we obviously talk about Maguire. Yeah, we've done that already, but it just shows that we need. There's no lead. There's no leaders.
Yeah.
And Martinez come in, and he's just completely just took charge of that back four now. And for me, when he's fit, he's got to be a guaranteed starter because he's just changed that back four completely. He's also quick when he gets the ball as well. He just makes that pass quick. When Maguire, I think in the first half, Maguire and Lindelof were just too slow. And on the ball. As soon as Martinez came on the pitch, he was just got the ball and it was just forward. But Lindelof and Maguire just going back to the goalkeeper, playing it across the back four, going nowhere.
Yeah.
And I think Martinez I love him. I just
love
his passion.
That's a great point, Darren, because the thing is, at the end of the day, that's what they're used to. You see, Lindelof and Maguire, it's like when they're playing together, it's like back to status quo again. It's like what we used to see for the last couple of seasons, where it's
Mm.
like, oh, this is how, oh, it's me and you again. This is what we're gonna do.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like, right, okay, we'll just play it back. You can't. I don't think even when you rotate the squad, and again, this is my personal opinion. I don't think when you rotate the squad, you can put both of them in at the same time. You gotta, switch one or the other.
Yep.
You can't
Yeah.
put both of them because
That's why I
you
was.
can
Yeah.
rotate. They're all quality players. Don't get me wrong, but like you can't put both.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what I was saying before the game. I was on the group chat and I was saying he's got to keep at least Varane or Martinez, at least one of them,
Yeah,
to play with
yeah,
Maguire
yeah,
or Lindelof. I
yeah,
didn't, and I really didn't want both of them to play in
yeah.
the centre half. I don't mind playing the fullbacks. I don't mind that changing if it changed both of those. But I think we got to keep at least, for me, Martinez more than Varane, just because we need like a left-sided
Yep.
play, because I think
Yeah.
Martinez is left-footed.
Yes.
So I think it has to be Martinez and Lindelof or Martinez and Maguire if Varane's not going to play.
It is, and that's the Dutch way of play. I mean, like you guys already know, like
Yep.
every Dutch manager wants a left-footed left
Correct.
centre back.
Yeah,
Like
Correct.
this is why Van Gaal got Daley Blinden.
Correct.
Yeah.
Forget
Exactly.
he wasn't the fastest.
Yes.
He wasn't the most aggressive, but he was good with the ball on his feet.
Well, at his feet and from the left side of
Yeah,
things.
yeah, 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 yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's what
yeah, yeah,
we've
yeah.
been talking about. Ten Hag, and it's all Dutch managers. You're right.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
like people in each position to be able to play on that foot. Like if you're on the left, you need to be
Yeah,
able to.
yeah,
Your strongest
exactly,
feet need to be on the
100%.
left. So
yeah,
Yeah,
that's important. And for me, that's what I think. That's where Martinez brings that sort of flavor into the game. And I was going to say, I was
yeah.
going to jump in and say something naughty. He's
Go on.
he seems to be the twin brother of Nemanja Vidic because he has all the
Yeah.
traits of his. So their
literally.
father could have been naughty somewhere. One's Argentinian, the other one's Serbia.
I think you've been watching too many movies, Joel. You think you were twins with Danny DeVito and Arnold Schwarzenegger, in terms of size.
That's it. I was going to say that. You're right. You took the words right out of my mouth.
They're twins, but not quite.
Not quite. That's right. But he has what I like about him.
He's got the aggression. I give you that.
That passion and a few, weeks ago we were talking about this again, and people were trying. And I know I got a lot of even a few Man United fans were actually saying, "Oh, we wish that we could have had Van Dijk. He's brilliant. He's and then some of them actually said actually if you pitted him against Vidic, he would be better than Vidic." I said, "Get out of town! Get the hell out of here! He is nowhere in the league of Nemanja Vidic. Nowhere! Come on, that is a whole lot of crap. I'll tell you seriously. It's just I can't fathom that. I don't know. Darren, I don't know. You tell me. I can't fathom.
I completely agree. For me, Vidic, I'm not saying this because I'm a new fan. For me, Vidic and Ferdinand is the best partnership we've seen in the Premier League. I think they suit each other's game. Vidic was one who, a bit aggressive.
Jared, after Bruce and Pallister, right?
It was.
As long as they're all united, it's fine.
I didn't see
after Bruce and Pallister. Yeah, I see Bruce and Pallister. They seem like they'd be a perfect partnership in front of the bar, but they're actually decent on the pitch as well.
Yeah.
I was really messing there. I was really messing, mate.
Yeah, I know. But Rio, I'm going at Rio as well. Yeah, he was like more calm on the ball, and that's what reminds me of Varane and Martinez. It seems like they have the same partnership. Varane's a bit more calmer, and Martinez is one of those.
It's also one of them thinks with their head, the other one thinks with their heart.
Yeah. Correct.
Yeah, so like Rio was like, I mean, I'm sure Vidic is like a really intelligent footballer as well, but when it came to the way they played, it was like Rio did all the thinking, Vidic just went with his heart all the time. Like he just like he would give it. He put the body on the line. He would just do anything.
Yes.
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
Actually, that reminds me. I need to go to the YouTube channel today and watch all of Vidic games again. Just for the just for free time purposes. That's I just want to go there and for passionate purpose. I've always been a big fan of Nemanja Vidic, and I would jump to his defense anytime. And I'm so glad that we've signed someone similar to that. And now, I wish. Well, wait, guys. We saw Alex Telles come on. Our very own Alex Telles. We've changed his name, Darren. Sharon, you got to meet our very own Alex Telles, yeah?
I have. I think I have met him. He sings a song.
Yeah, he's the one that sings.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna try and call him.
Yeah.
I don't know why did he disappear. I'm gonna go try and call him now. I'm gonna try and call him.
Okay.
Because we were talking about Lisandro Martinez, yeah? And Alex Telles has been singing that song about the chant about Lisandro. So we gotta get him to come on board now. I'm gonna call him now, and we're gonna get him. Let's see. Come on, Alex, wake up.
I think, Darren, you should say something while we wait. Start another topic while we wait.
Well, he'll call us back. I know he will call us back. I'm just trying to call him again. Let's see whether he answers. We can't let him go.
No, don't let him go. But in the meantime, can't just be silent. Come on, Darren.
I'm not talking about on water, but what do you make of Eric Bailey? What he said. Have you heard what he said?
Oh yeah. About the favoritism thing. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. About favoritism in the English players. What do you make of that? What have you?
I mean, if you look at our team when he played, it's not very accurate, is it? Because we hardly had any English players in our team. So I don't know where it's. Maybe he just feels hard done by. Because the thing is, he never wanted to leave the club. He never wanted to leave the club, even when he was offered. I think it was last season. He was offered several deals. He said, no, I'm going to stay and fight for my place. And then again in January, he said, I'll stay and fight for my place. And again in the summer when he did the preseason, he had all right. I think did he play in preseason?
Yes, he did.
He did, didn't he?
He played well.
Yeah, exactly. So he did such a great job. And again, they asked him, and he said, no, I'm going to stay and fight for my place.
Yeah.
But clearly, we don't see what Ten Hag sees. And the problem with Eric Bailly is he's one of those players that one game he will give you a 9 out of 10 performance. Next game, either he'll do something erratic or he'll get injured.
Yeah, you're not 100% what he's going to do. You're never sure.
Exactly. You don't know. You just don't know what is going to happen. Like today, you send him out on the pitch. You just don't know what's going to happen. Today, he might give you the 9 out of 10 performance where you're like, wow, world class. And then the next game, within 3 minutes, he either scores an own goal, gets sent off, or gets injured. And unfortunately for him, he's injury prone. Like I can't remember a string of games where he played for United. And I've been going for quite a while, and I was like, Eric Bailly, out injured. Right, okay.
Yeah.
That's like, that's ended,
And the thing I don't get about what him saying about they favour English players, it shows that's wrong because Dean Henderson is done complete opposite. He's left, he's English. So they can't, if they, obviously, Dean Henderson did play for a while, but if they really did favour like English players, I'm sure Dean Henderson would have been head of the gear. So.
Now coming to think of it, like this is not something I was thought about before, but now that you mentioned Dean Anderson, I'm thinking like you think it was directed straight at Maguire, you reckon? Because now he's literally like I've not thought about it, but like
he's the only player,
I was trying to think who's the only English centre back that we have.
Harry Maguire. Harry Maguire.
So he's on loan. He's only on loan, but I think that deal could go permanent. I think he just needs to get away from the club.
Yep.
Have a new start because he, as you said, like he could. When he first came, I think there was big hopes for him. Yeah. And when he plays, as you said, he can be amazing, like 9 out of 10. But we just don't see enough of him, and we can't rely on someone like that. So the best thing to do would, next summer get rid of him completely.
I saw him play for Marseille, and I think got a yellow card, and they lost. So
yeah.
Oh, did he lose? Yeah, they lost. Yeah,
they lost Tottenham.
They lost 2-0 to Spurs, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, 2
Yeah.
0 yeah. And I saw him playing it. I mean, they would. The thing is, Spurs weren't great. I don't say Marseille were brilliant. It's Spurs had an off day and they still won 2 0 and he got yellow card as well. So you think it's nothing wrong with the defender getting a yellow card or whatever, but he's a bit erratic in that sense. Like he'll get stupid yellows.
And that's why he gets. I think that's why he gets a lot of injuries as well, because he goes into tackles
Yeah.
like quite, and like, to be fair, centre backs really shouldn't, if they read the game, centre backs really shouldn't have to tackle. You look at Rio Ferdinand, going back to Rio Ferdinand, he never
Yeah,
really had to make a
agree.
tackle because he was always in the right position. You know,
I
and
was
that's
I was like, I was good. I was just going to say that you took the words out of my mouth. Carry on, Darren.
yeah. Yeah, for me, that's what, when I look at a centre back, I've been like,
Yeah,
I used to play centre back like growing up as well, and I used to always get taught like, if you don't have to make a tackle, that's a good thing because it means you're in the right position. And
yeah,
for me, especially as a centre back, if you're reading the game well, that's what makes a top centre
yeah,
back,
Yeah.
yeah.
and that's what Bailey I think doesn't have.
Do you think he's gonna come back after that interview?
Oh no,
No, it's not it's not the interview. He wasn't coming back. I think before the
Yeah.
Yeah,
interview. So
there's a deal. Well, there's a deal in place for him to go full time.
yeah,
But the only thing
Yep.
what could happen that might not happen is if he gets an injury and then
yeah.
Marseille
Before
They'll send him back.
Yeah.
fired.
Send him back.
So
Yeah.
that's the only. We've back. I'm not sure how long he's got left on his contract. Probably 5 years. No in our contract.
He's not Phil Jones, mate. He's not Phil Jones.
Just not Phil Jones.
Yeah.
That's it.
It's,
Oh
yeah,
my God. Yeah.
I gotta love the thing I love about Phil Jones is his song. This is
Come
the
on, sing it.
best thing I love about Phil Jones.
Come on, sing your song.
You guys know Go by Spandau Ballet.
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
He's called Jones, always believe in Phil Jones. I mean that's like we still sing it. Like even at away games, we
Yeah,
sing
still
that
sing it.
song all the time because it's a brilliant song.
I'll tell you one thing I would give credit to Phil Jones for. I see it. Well, I was in Man United were in Perth. I think was it 4 years ago? 2019.
Yeah.
And he was actually one of the players that actually stayed out for a long time, signing all the autographs, even like speaking to the fans. So, and you don't see that a lot. We've seen it obviously this year, last summer. A lot of players, didn't even sign things or didn't, stay for very long.
Yeah.
It's fair for Phil Jones when he was in Perth a few years
Darren,
ago. He was out there.
Darren, not to rain on your parade, and I'm sure he's a really nice guy, and he would have done it either way, but he has nothing else to do.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah,
That's very true.
Yeah.
He's taking it all in, mate. He's enjoying himself. He's like, how long is this gonna last in my career? I might start taking it. Darren's queuing up for my autograph. Got Joel queuing up for my autograph. I'm taking it. 2 years down the road, I say hi to Darren or hi to Joel. They're gonna, who are you, mate? Who are you? What do you want?
Yeah. But it was shocking that he never came out. We were looking for Phil Jones. We're looking for Phil Jones. He never came out to tour yet. Yeah, but
Nah,
we all had hopes for him because of what Fergie saw in him. And
Fergie called him, which is a big shout. And correct me if I'm wrong, Darren, but Fergie said he was the next Duncan Edwards, didn't he?
Yeah.
yes, that's right. That's
Yeah.
what we meant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we talked about it on one of the other shows, didn't we, Joe? About
Even Bobby
Duncan
Charlton.
Edwards.
Bobby Charlton said it as well.
Yeah, there's a lot
Yeah,
of people.
and then that's when his career went downhill.
Yeah, the pressure got
I
to
tell
him.
you, Duncan Edwards would have got so pissed off and said, "I'm going to haunt this bugger. I'm going to really haunt this bugger." You know?
But no problem. He's got more Premiership medals than Gerrard and Carragher put together.
Yeah, that's it. That's
Wow,
it.
yeah, that's great.
That's it. He's got a Champions
So
League
does
medal as
Luke.
well.
So does Luke Chadwick. No, Phil Jones, I don't think doesn't have.
No,
He doesn't have
he didn't.
a Champions.
When
No,
did he
no.
sign? Did he sign after we
He's
won the 2008?
after that, yeah. It was 2010, I think he signed.
2010, right?
2010, yeah.
Yeah.
Luke
Been there like 10 years.
Luke
Luke Chadwick has got more Premiership medals than.
Medals. Do you see
Gerrard.
Chadwick coming around Old Trafford, Sharon?
Yeah, he does punditry for MUTV.
Ah, right. Okay. So he's on MUTV, right?
Interesting story about Luke Chadwick. Because when he was a youth player,
Mm.
United had that link with Royal Antwerp in Belgium. I don't know if you guys remember that, where they used
Yep,
to send
yep,
all the
that's
youth
right.
players. Yeah,
Yes, that's
used
right.
to send
All
all
the
the
players
youth.
there. Yep.
Yeah, yeah. And he was there, and he obviously got a lot of time off, after training and that. And Big Brother had just become big at the time,
Yeah,
and he couldn't watch the first season for some reason. He was gutted about it. Not like it's something that you would want to watch anyway,
yeah, yeah,
but something that he wanted to watch.
yeah,
So as soon as he came back, and it was the second season of Big Brother, he was hooked. He was hooked on Big Brother. He watched it, and then like and they used to have Big Brother in Australia. I don't know if they still have it in Australia, but they used to have Big Brother Australia as well.
no, I don't
And
think so. That's sort of made it here. I've not seen it.
no,
I
no,
might be
no. It,
wrong,
it,
but
it used to be when I was in Australia. They used to have Big Brother Australia, but I
okay,
don't know if
right.
it's.
I don't think they have it.
We're talking about 2000s, like 2002 to
Yep,
2007.
yep,
That
yep,
period. So
yep.
when he first came back, he he was so hooked to Big Brother that he would watch. They used to have this segment called After Dark where you see it's where all the people in Big Brother are sleeping and stuff, and it's like there's nothing really going on. You're just watching them snore and do whatever
Yeah,
under
yeah,
the covers and that.
yeah.
He watched that. He was so hooked on it. He fell asleep watching it till wee hours in the morning. His missus, who was working shifts at the time, came home at like I think 9 o'clock, nine or 10 o'clock in the morning, and it was like, "What are you still doing here? Aren't you supposed to be in training?" And he completely like because he just fell asleep watching Big Brother. He had missed training, and he had just come back from Royal Antwerp. Now Sir Alex Ferguson was still in charge, so he he was thinking to himself. He was like, "I'm gonna get the sack here. I'm done. My career, my footballing career. Forget my career at United. My footballing career is done."
Mm.
He phoned up the office. So Cat is a receptionist at Carrington. I think it was Carrington at the time.
Yep.
And he said, my missus has been in an accident, and so I had to take her to the hospital, so I missed training. And so they let it slide. And usually that'll be fine because, like, it's no big deal because Sir Alex Ferguson that never really took training himself. He used to watch, but he never really took training. The next day he walks in, first person he sees, Sir Alex Ferguson. And he looked genuinely concerned, like, "How's your missus? Is she okay? Is she okay?" He was like, "Oh." He said that was the worst thing he ever did because he had to lie, and he was like, "Oh God."
Wow.
That should come on. That's thanks for that. That's really entertaining. That's now given me a lot more ideas now.
And
To get out of
and the
bed.
thing is, and you know what the kicker is? They had like a staff do a couple of weeks later, and he himself admittedly is not proud about it. He actually told his missus, like, "If you dress up, can you put a bandage around your arm, please? Because they need to know that you were in an accident." And she
Excellent.
did. And she did. She went to the staff. So he kept up his lie until now. Now, obviously, he's no longer a United player, so it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter now.
Yeah, but yeah, he kept up that lie.
Fantastic,
He was
fantastic.
fully committed.
Luke Chadwick, bless him. I mean, he was another player that I thought that showed a lot of promise. I thought. I mean, no, I wouldn't say great, but under the Fergie era, because of how Fergie sort of
Yeah,
nurtured a lot of players and stuff like that.
yeah.
Average players became better and became good and stuff like that. But some of them just fell off. Just literally just fell off.
Yeah, you said that about a lot of players. We've had so many players come through the youth academy, and they look promising in the youth academy, but then
Yep.
they can't take it that step further.
Yes.
You look at Aaron Morrison. He was meant to be one of the best. Wayne Rooney said, didn't he? He was meant to be one of the best players, and then he just kind of just went off the rails. And it's a shame because so it actually really annoys me when I see this as well. When I see all these like young players, with Greenwood now, obviously what's happened with him, but there's been a lot of players in the past, and it's just like us three would love to be in their position,
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
They've been given this opportunity,
Yep.
and a lot of them, I think the pressure just gets to them, getting the big wages at a young age,
Yep.
all the media, all the time on them, and some people just can't handle it, and
Yeah, the thing is, like, obviously, we all know what's happened with Greenwood, which is really sad because I mean, he was one of those talents that that was going to be destined for greatness.
Yes,
Two-footed,
correct.
could cut it left, cut right, could do everything, and
Yep,
obviously it's all the mental aspect.
yep,
Like the skills weren't there up here, but whatever it was.
yep,
Ravel Morrison, on the other hand,
yep.
I believe he kind of did it on purpose because you see, he grew up from a tough upbringing and didn't know where his next meal was coming from. Which in some people would think like, oh, okay, so you got to work hard and you got to make sure that you do well in life so that you can put food on the table, that kind of thing.
Mm.
Which he did, but he chose a different route. So I remember when I can't remember if he was on loan or did Lazio sign him? Darren, correct me if I'm wrong. Did Lazio sign him or was
Yeah,
he on loan?
Yeah,
yeah, he went to
Lazio.
Lazio.
Lazio, correct.
So, yeah, so because he loved his lifestyle and his friends and family in the UK so much, Lazio had the rule where if you miss 2 weeks of training, you get fined a certain amount, which was nothing compared to what they were paying him. So he every month he missed 2 weeks of training on purpose and paid them the fine because he thought, I still get to be back with my mates, chilling out, and still earn a decent wage. So that's what he actually did when he was at Lazio. So you turn up, play games, and if they allowed him, but he would purposely miss training. He knew that the cutoff point was 2 weeks, so he made sure he missed the 2 weeks, paid the fine every single time, and then just carried on.
Yep, yep.
Wow.
No, that's an interesting thought. A lot of players have lost out on that sort of discipline already now. I look at the current breed of players, and there was one story that was even coming out from the.
Sorry, I said 2 weeks training. I meant 2 days training. Sorry.
Yeah,
So
I
he
was
could have
thinking
a
the
long,
2 weeks.
yeah. So sorry.
Two days training,
It's like so he could, yeah. So he could have a long weekend. Sorry, my
long
bad.
weekend.
It is late, guys. It's half. It's half.
Yeah,
That's
it's late over there. We'll forgive you.
Yeah. Okay.
no, but
Sorry about that. Yeah.
no, that's fine. I was just going to bring up the point about the younger players today. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, Sharon. There was some news coming out about the United training ground as well, that a lot of the younger players wasn't trying to listen to Ronaldo when Ronaldo was trying to sort of guide them, and they wanted to do their own shit. They didn't want to follow what he was saying. I don't know. It seems to be. I mean, well, there was some stories coming out, but generally, even in the working force where we are here, even in Australia, in Malaysia, and stuff, so the younger generation, even though no matter how much you're trying to guide them and stuff like that, they always seem to think that they got this short span. I say, okay, if you're going to give me too much, then I'll just leave. That's it. It's just too hard. I'll go and do something else. There's no sense of belonging, of wanting to work hard and stuff like that. The attitude of that you are God's gift to man has started to creep in, and we're seeing it in a lot of younger players. Well, what is your thoughts on that? Do you think that that's the case?
See, yeah, it is to a certain degree. I mean, obviously there are people that they football. It's their be all and end all where they live and die football,
Mm,
and you won't see that in those players. There are a lot of players that are very talented. They're really good at football. They love football, but they see it as an opportunity to earn some money.
mm.
And I get where they're coming from. For them, it's like if I can earn a certain amount of money playing
From my talent,
football,
yeah.
yeah, from my talent, why not? But they don't have that same attitude. So they don't have the same mindset. So you see, like we're gonna sound really old now. Back in the day, but like when the class of '92 were growing up,
Mm,
even Mr. David Beckham,
Beckham,
who is like a superstar right now. Like, I mean, even if he's not playing, he's a superstar.
yep,
They all had the apprenticeship. So before you sign your professional
career,
contract,
contract, yep.
your professional contract, you have to do apprenticeship. Sorry,
Mm,
and then they would do that, but they had to do jobs around the ground. So they had to like I think Mickey Butt was in charge of cleaning the the dressing room, and each one of them was assigned to a first team player, clean their boots, sort the kid out, blah blah blah, make sure everything's all right, and then they used to get bonuses off the first team players.
Hmm.
So like Christmas bonuses, like, oh, you did a good job, you cleaned my boots and everything. So here you go, here you get your bonuses, and so they used to work hard at it because they know if they did a good job, they get something out of it. These days, that's not allowed anymore. You're not like youth players are not allowed to do these kind of jobs anymore. They're not allowed to mop their dressing room floors. They're not allowed to clean the first team players' boots or anything like that.
Hmm.
I mean, these days every player gets 10 new boots in every game. So I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
know. I don't think they ever clean it. They just chuck them anyways after that.
that's
But
it.
yeah, so they didn't work for it. So they don't work for it. Like the old the players of a different generation in the 90s and before that, they had to work for it. So they had to earn their way to the first team. And that's how they build a repertoire with the first team players. So it's like, can't remember, I think it was Phil or Gary. One of them used to clean Cantona's boots. And then
Yep.
next thing you know, they're playing with Cantona in the first team.
Cantona.
But
Yeah.
and because of that,
Yeah.
they respected him.
Yep.
So if Cantona said something,
Yep.
they listened.
Correct.
These days, the players before they even sign a proper contract, they're already on like
Yeah.
20, 30, 40,000 pounds a week.
Weak. Yeah.
So and they don't have to do all these odd jobs anymore.
Yeah.
So they think, like they think they're the bee's knees.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm really gonna. So who are you? Tell me what to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
So
unfortunately, I mean, it's not the players themselves. You can't just blame the players themselves. It's the system
the
that is
system.
currently in
Yes.
place. Yeah,
Correct.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, there are some players who are driven anyway. They would do anything. What like, if I mean, what go back to what Darren said. You'd give an arm and a leg, to clean Ronaldo's boots and try
Boots.
to get into the first team.
Yeah.
But there are players like that. But obviously, when everything is given to you,
Yeah.
you're just like, yeah, see how it
And
goes. And who?
brings me back to the point of what Mason Greenwood. What's happened with Mason Greenwood? He just never focused. Never focused. I mean, he's great talent, but I just couldn't understand the attitudes. Everything was wrong. A lot of things off the field were wrong, and I think one of the other things I also felt, if you notice, um, comparing what Fergie used to do, how strict he was, and with every single player. I still remember when I used to work for back in Malaysia for the TV station. I used to do a lot of the marketing for all these teams, the clubs that come down to Malaysia, play all their games in Malaysia. So the guys who bring them down, who's the FIFA agents in Malaysia, they're good mates of mine, and they said out of every club they've brought down, this was Ferguson era, yeah, every single club. There's always an issue. There's a player wanting to go out. They have to get separate security and all of those things, right? But with Manchester United, the minute on that day, Ferguson said, "No going out, lights out. It's lights out. Nobody dares to even step out of their room without his permission." That's how strict. So these guys used to tell me that whenever the teams are back into the rooms, or they're back in the hotel, they have got the least problems. Everyone can go back and have a rest. If it was any other team, they had to station cars, special security, and one of them was Arsenal, apparently. I will not name one particular player that got into so much
Go on,
trouble in
name him.
Barca. Nicholas
In Bangsa, go on, name him.
Nicholas Anelka.
Why am I not surprised? Look at my face. I look surprised.
Yeah, but you see that sort of strictness that because and I remember him telling me they've asked Ferguson, why is that, why. He said it's very simple. When we've got a game coming up, or when we've got a specific training that we want to do, your mental strength has to be focused on what you want. So a good night's sleep, no other distractions, because tomorrow this is what we're going to be doing. This is what we're going to be practicing. This this is what needs to be done. So even though it's in preseason, that mentality still has to be inculcated into the players, and they got to understand that if you want to be a star and if you want to be that player, this is the regime that you have got to focus on. And I think to a certain point, if you look at all the clubs currently, I don't think they might be as strict as them, but I think they've got other things, but they are still a little bit loose compared to what it used to be. The Ferguson
Different
era.
times, Joe. Different
Yeah,
times,
I
Joe.
know, I know it's different timing, but this is
The,
where the
the see
problem starts.
the thing is just like you know is the thing is back then the managers had the power, the club
Correct.
had the power.
Yes.
Now it's player power.
Yes. Do you think that? Do you see
So
that changing? Do you think because it's a problem? When there's a problem, that there must be something to address this. Do you reckon that will happen?
not anytime soon, no.
No. Mm. Okay.
As you said, I think the way life is now, things have completely changed. That it's just got to a point where it's going to be like this for a while, and hopefully it will. Hopefully it will get back to what it was, like 20 years ago. But yeah, I agree. I think right now it's the way it is. It's how it is. There's not much you can really do about it.
Yep. Anyway, guys, it's really been really fantastic. What a great show, Sharon. We always look forward to always having you on the show. We would love you
Sorry for the
every time,
mistakes about the 2 weeks thing, man. I was like, oh,
bro.
where I was
Don't
going with
worry.
that one.
I'm telling you, in this show, you will see everyone in different fundamentals. That's what makes it so great. We're all
Yeah.
not perfect. We all just want to do it because we love the club, and we want to get as much information out there to the fans out there. So don't worry about it. That's
Yeah.
a small problem. But you know what? We always every time I make the announcement, I always tell Darren this. I think we're going to get Charan at the game. I think we're going to get Charan at the game. It'll be
The thing
so.
is, the first thing the Glazers need to fix is the Wi-Fi at the ground, which is non-existent.
Darren,
I kid you not, Joel. Forget about me calling you. Forget about me having a call with you. Forget video call.
yeah,
I'm texting my friend who's at the ground. Where are you?
yeah.
And he only gets it 2 hours after he gets home, after the match. That's how bad. That's how bad it is. So
Wow,
they need to fix that. They really need to fix that. And every other ground has brilliant Wi-Fi. Old Trafford is like the Twilight Zone.
Oh my goodness, it's really
Once
really
you
sad.
go, once you go in there, I can't even text my friend who's in the ground with me. So yeah, you can just forget about me calling you in Australia once I'm in there,
Oh
or even
gosh.
within the vicinity, which is sad.
Vicinity, which is sad,
Yeah,
which
yeah,
is really
yeah,
really sad. I mean, we
yeah.
always wait anxiously. Hey, we're gonna get Sharon on the show today.
I'll try, but like I said, speak to
But
the Glazers, Joe.
eh?
Joe, give them a call, Joe.
I think we need to, Darren. I think in our next
Yeah,
show we need to call the
yeah,
Glazers and say, can you please fix the Wi-Fi in Old
yeah.
Trafford? At least fix the damn Wi-Fi so we can get
You
you
Sharon on
can't
the
fix,
line.
Yeah, something else,
you can't fix
Wi-Fi.
you can't fix the roof. It's okay,
It's
no
okay.
problem. Just get
Wi-Fi,
a proper Wi-Fi. Yeah.
Wi-Fi. That's the most important thing.
Yeah, especially when I get there. Well, yeah.
Hey,
Anyway,
Sharon.
guys, it's been a pleasure, guys, as
Yeah,
always.
definitely. Always a pleasure, man. It's fantastic. I mean, we always love to have you on the show. We would love to have you
Thank you
every
so
single time.
much. Thank you
But
so much. Thank you
Maybe
so
I was
much.
going to say
always,
it's going to be a strange weekend of no football. I'm not
yeah.
looking
I
forward to
know,
it.
and I got a feeling it'll be the same next weekend. There'll be no football as well.
Well, you know what? We've actually got something really big planned up for next
Yeah,
weekend. Darren, shit, you gotta postpone your flight now.
yeah. I was going to talk about it actually as well. I was going to say to you, I really hope next weekend is like going to be games.
Yeah,
But I guess we'll
It,
see. I guess we'll find out very
from
soon.
yeah.
from what I heard, one of my mates in the media. So obviously it's not confirmed. It's not confirmed. Obviously, anything can change at any minute.
Yep.
But from what I heard from one of my mates in the media, the funeral is going to be on the 19th, which is a Monday, I think.
Yeah.
Right.
19th Monday. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
We play
So
Leeds on the
yeah. So
18th.
we play Leeds on the 18th, which is Sunday. But
Correct.
they're gonna try and get like the bank holiday weekend thing going, and because it's that weekend of the funeral, 90% the games will be called off.
Oh, right.
90%. But again, it's up to the FA and
Mm.
for them to decide. But I mean, I've heard from the media that chances are because, but I mean, our obviously you guys already know our Europa games and our European games are going to go ahead because
Go ahead.
it
Yep.
involves
Yep.
teams from other countries.
Yeah.
And
But
then after
yeah,
the Leeds game is like an international break as well. Then so
Yep.
there are no games. There are no games till next month. Then yeah,
which
And
is
we're playing
Man
Man
City.
City. Yeah, Man City.
Yeah.
And that's
yeah,
when we
Man
come
City.
back.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you that I'm going to tell you now, Darren. Chances are not good.
Yeah,
But if it happens, brilliant.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Yeah.
There goes my setting up a studio and all of that. Oh my God! I tell you, Sharon, I've already pre-planned how we're gonna have the logo at the backdrop. We're gonna have like stools. I've already planned it. I've already showed it in the group. I don't know whether you saw that. I took a picture just in my lounge room and just creating a studio-like feel. And we were gonna call you and and talk to you and have a great show. But looks like all of those plans are gonna be put on hold now.
You can still call and talk to me. And if Darren's here, you can talk to me and Darren together. We'll be in a pub somewhere.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
We can
That's
do
it.
something, hopefully.
We'll figure something out. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, it's a
Anyway, guys.
pleasure. Yeah, a pleasure.
Yeah.
Hey, before we go, we're gonna get Sharon to sing the Lisandro Martinez song since we don't have Alex
No,
Telles.
I'm not going to sing any songs now, man. It's almost 3 a.m. Don't.
Wait,
Not
before we
happening.
go, let's try and get Alex Telles one more time and see if we can get him. We can't not have him at least sing us one chant. No, it's gone straight to voicemail. So anyway.
He's probably sleeping. You got a big game tomorrow. That's the real.
Anyway, guys, it's a pleasure talking to you.
As always. Cheers,
Darren,
guys.
thank you very much. See you, Sharon. And say hi to
Cheers,
all the
Joe.
United
Darren.
boys there. Please
Will
give
do.
us all our condolences to everyone in the UK. And we hope to see you. We're definitely seeing you next year, but we will definitely see you in the next show.
Exclusive. I heard King Charles is a United fan. You heard it here first.
Ooh,
Breaking news.
Breaking news. We just broke that news. Breaking news. The Red Devil Addicts just broke the news.
All right, guys. Take it easy.
Guys,
Bye.
yeah.
Bye. Bye.